That is fantastic. That image is great, and the story with that image is even better. But the way. Did you make that happen, or is that the way it lined up?
Well, as you recall, can call cows, and we were just surrounded by these cows. They were just as cows are curious. They
Yeah,
want to know what's going on, and he was just curious about what we were doing.
that's fantastic.
John,
Yes.
your mother probably taught you should change your underwear once a day. You should change your background from week to week.
Oh,
They,
but just the
they
same one.
will,
No, I just changed it.
you did.
Yeah, I just love my Aurora two-page spreads and lens work.
You could have just published one image. They all look the
They
same.
all do it. They actually do kind of look the same. Yeah.
No, they don't. That's a real challenge to be able to take a subject, that is so iconic and try to find a different way to shoot it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, normally you're just going to see a bunch of green auroras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So, good job.
Yeah. So you were telling me recently, and I'd forgotten about this movie, but I think it's called The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah, yeah. There's a number of photographic movies, and that's one of them.
Yep.
It's all about this Walter Mitty, this little bespectacled nerd working in the vault at Life magazine, and he was in charge of negatives. And he worked with this one photographer in particular, and they were going to close Life magazine and go all digital. And
Yeah.
the photographer Sean, played by Sean Penn, had sent Walter Mitty this gift, thanking him for all his years of service, and this special negative
Huh.
he thought would be the perfect final cover for Life magazine. Walter can't find the negative. He's looking in this wallet gift he's been given and can't find it. So anyway, he goes on a search all over the world looking for Sean, and he finally finds him in the Himalayas. And I guess Sean Penn, or Sean in the story, has wanted to find this rare white snow leopard and had been searching, I guess, much of his photographic life for it. Very elusive. And here Walter catches up with him just as Sean finds the snow leopard. And Sean, in this one moment, ready to capture this thing he's longed for his whole life, has to decide between putting the camera down and enjoying the moment, or picking up the camera and really just getting the shot. And
Yeah.
he chooses to put the camera down and focus on the moment. And I
Wow.
think photographers, that might be something we encounter, something maybe I'll see this harbinger that I've always longed for, and or whatever, and I have to decide to see it through the lens or to
Yeah.
see it through my brain.
Interesting. We just had a once in a lifetime for some experience of the eclipse. And it was interesting to hear people, and I think it fits here because there are some people, well, this one person I'll be able to talk specifically said, I didn't want to miss the experience. And so he set up two tripods with timer, fancy timer mechanisms, and just let him go. Had set up the shot, let it go, and then sat in his chair and experienced it. So he was able to do both.
Hmm.
Get the capture, but he did not want to be looking through the lens to capture this. He wanted to be enveloped by that experience of the darkness of that. So
It is a different experience, but I'm looking through the lens. I'm somehow detached from it. You could argue I'm seeing it, it's live, but it's different.
it's really different. Yes, the headspace is completely different. Another one that comes to my mind is Nancy Rotenberg, who I've spoken about before on our show. She was my first mentor and brilliant. And unfortunately, she passed away back in 2011, but she shared an experience. I think she was in Arizona, if I remember right, being an East Coaster. She's actually originally a Canadian. And she was sitting down, her camera was next to her on the ground, but this incredible butterfly that she had never witnessed before landed on her knee. And so she was really super still because she was blown away by this insanely beautiful butterfly. But then she wrestled with, well, what do I do? I really want to capture this butterfly to show everybody how phenomenal it was. But she knew that if she reached for the camera, She was going to miss the experience. And from that, she generated a phrase called neurochromes, that she was perfectly happy to walk away from that butterfly experience having etched in her brain a neurochrome, but not have a chrome, because it was film days, that she was making photos. So I think it's going to depend on, what the experience is. If it's another sunset, sunrise, are we going to experience it without a camera and just be there in a Zen moment, or are we going to make a photograph of it? If we've got incredible moody light going on that we were hoping to get, like I had that happen in the Smokies one year. I mean, clouds were just rolling through, I mean, fast, but it was creating these shafts of spotlight on trees, and it was just insane. I mean, we were just having a party. But in retrospect, I sort of missed that whole experience because I was so focused on a tree and waiting for the light to hit that tree that I missed the whole show. So I don't know.
To be honest, I think I'd always go for the photograph.
I think I would too. I would be hard pressed to pull myself away, unless it was a situation like Nancy's where, she knew that if she picked up the camera, the butterfly was going to go away.
But I remember when I watched the movie Walter Mitty and saw Sean Penn put the camera down, I'm thinking, you're nuts, you're crazy. But I do appreciate how he felt. He now has that memory,
Yep.
way different memory than this memory.
Yep.
So I appreciate it. And maybe part of me wishes I were more like that.
Yeah.
But what would you guys do?
Yeah, that's the question. So comments below. This is your opportunity. Tell us, and Jason, give somebody a chance to I don't know if you noticed though, Jason was kind and he did let other people go first. Like 2 or 3 other people commented and then he came in. So Jason, got our subtle hint that, he doesn't need to be first all the time.
It doesn't matter who's first.
It really doesn't, but it's just fun to pick on Jason. All righty, folks. We're interested to hear what you got to say. Take good care.